Hi, my name is John Connors. I've got a little tip here on something you can do when you're practicing piano to improve your ability to separate what your right hand and your left hand's doing. But before I show you that, I want to just address a question that I get asked probably on a daily basis, which is, what is the most difficult instrument to learn? I get asked this a lot because I do play multiple instruments. And just to start at the beginning, when you're first learning an instrument, there's going to be that first hurdle of achieving a sound from it. And generally that's where the piano is the easiest, because in order to get a good quality sound out of a note on a piano, literally all you have to do is push down a key and then you achieve that. Whereas on, say, a stringed instrument or a wind instrument, you're going to struggle a little bit with that first dexterity or getting your mouth just right and the wind just right to get a good sound. But where piano becomes maybe one of the most challenging instruments as you progress through it is that often you're doing something with your right hand and something with your left hand, and you're controlling the sustain pedal. And so you have all these different activities that you're doing simultaneously, and you're also being very aware of notes and harmonies, whereas even maybe percussion, where you would demand all those different activities simultaneously, you're not as worried about the notes typically. So this little exercise is something that I've pulled from the Royal Conservatory. It's a requirement for your exams, but even students who aren't doing exams, I think it's a really useful tool to improve that ability for your right hand to do one thing and your left hand to do something different. So all we're going to do is start with the C major scale, which is something that most students would learn, fairly early on. And then we're going to play what's called a formula pattern with that scale. So we start by doing both hands at the same time ascending, and trying to use that fingering that I just showed there. So crossing under finger 3 with the right hand and crossing over your thumb with finger 3 with the left hand. Then we're going to continue up doing a second octave with the right hand, but the left hand is going to begin to descend. Right away now I had a little bit of different movement, so I'm just challenging myself that one step up. Now we're going to bring them back together. And this is where it gets a little more challenging again, because we're going to ascend up a second octave with the left hand and bring the right hand back up. Then we're going to bring that back down. And then the left hand continues to descend down when the right hand goes up. And then we bring it back to the middle again. And to complete the formula pattern, you descend both down to the original starting position. So now I'll show it in its entirety, and then this is just something I recommend students do as a warm-up. So you sit down at the piano, you maybe play a scale, and then you play a formula pattern, and you can do it with all the different scales that you're learning, and then you can go in and play all the great material that you're working on. So here's the C major formula pattern. And there's a little music tip, a practice tip from John Connors at Connors Music in Keswick.